think that's my 28,000th plant. And I think I'm close to my goal. The parents, smooth yellow, wrinkled green, and the offspring. Yes, no mistaking it. The wrinkled green ones are recessive, the smooth yellow dominant. And I've observed for 20 years to learn that.
Today, children, I feel like telling you about a man who, well, you could say he had a passion for peas.
Me too, I like it.
Well, good, I'm glad. But I'm telling you about the father of genetics. I want you to solve a riddle. Listen carefully. Now, there are 6 billion of them. They're all of them the same, but yet they're all different.
Grains of sand.
Gonna be peas in a pot.
The leaves on the trees?
It's all of us.
Humans, yes.
That's quite a lot, 6 billion.
1, 2, 3, 4. Can you imagine how long it would take? Just to count up to 6 billion?
It would be a long time. Too long.
200 years.
How come they're all different and yet all the same?
We're all like one another because we're all human. And different because no two are identical. These are men. These are women. There are boys and girls. Some big, some small. Blondes, redheads, blacks, whites, yellows.
There's the strong.
And the sly.
Say, Maestro, how does it happen that we're so different?
And why are there so many different animals?
And plants.
Yeah, that's one of nature's greatest secrets. And we still don't comprehend it. Do you remember Darwin?
Yes, sure, evolution.
He had a long beard like,
Yes, like mine.
He showed that we all descended from some sort of ape.
And that we all evolved a lot. Hey, have you evolved?
Yeah, I'm evolved.
Darwin showed that all living species change over time. Yes, but how do they change?
By adaptation. And as I recall, Darwin had observed that finches that ate leaves had thin beaks to cut them up, and the ones that ate nuts had large beaks to break them.
Yes, the little finches are born different. Now, why is that?
On account of the eggs.
Exactly.
Right.
Through the egg, the parent finches transmit their genes to their chicks.
That's pretty complicated, all that. And what's a gene?
I wouldn't have one.
Me neither. The only genes I got are blue.
Shut up.
No, you both have them. Birds, all animals, every living creature has genes. And who discovered that? The man who was a quiet genius and was interested in simple peas. It all happened in Moravia, in the heart of Europe, some time ago.
You see, Gregor, you can graft this good branch on this apple tree.
How'd you do it?
Now, watch.
Tell me, Papa, how is it possible for the same tree to give a different fruit?
Ah, that, my son, is a mystery of nature. You come and help me now, son.
Hey, you!
Oh, the owner. Yes, sir.
You owe 3 days of work per week. Come with me.
Yes, sir. As soon as we finish...
Right now. I'm not waiting. I need you. What a fine ram you have there.
Yes, sir. It's the best I've raised so far.
Let me look. Hey, Mendel, you give me this ram and I won't ask you to work for 6 months.
But that ram, sir, it's the result of many years of selective breeding. I can't give him to you.
I want it!
Tell me what you did to have a ram so perfect.
You have to select the best parents. Look, this ewe's wool is excellent. That ram's horns are straight. They pass things on to the young ones, and in that way, little by little.
Yes, but how?
Ah, well, there, my lad, I really can't say.
The flower is fertilized by the pollen. Put there, it produces a seed.
But how is it that the pistil and the pollen produce the seed, which then results in a flower, and not something else?
That, my boy, we aren't sure about.
The lad is intelligent. He should go on with his studies, but we have so little money. There's this.
Here.
Hey, look at Mendel. Take a look. Got a hole in his sock.
He's so poor he can't buy 2 pairs of stockings, huh?
A bumpkin. What's he doing here?
He's an idiot.
And you?
Who, me?
Me?
Yes, you. I doubt that your fine socks make you intelligent. Tell me what is required for a flower-bearing plant to produce a seed.
You have to shake it.
In autumn.
In autumn. Have to shake it in autumn.
You are ignorant. Now sit down. What do you say, Mendel?
It requires that pollen penetrate into the pistil, Professor.
And where does the pollen come from?
From the same plant or another one. If it comes from a different variety, it will produce a hybrid.
Very good, Mendel. As for you two, with your perfect silk stockings and all, Mendel could teach you a thing or two. That will be all for today.
Yeah, so Mendel can teach us, huh?
Why don't we teach him a lesson, huh?
See that? Hey? He's scared. Look at him. You see, he doesn't even dare look at us.
It's my turn to hit him with a stone.
Go on, sneak back to your farm.
The geese are calling you.
Pigs are, too. Look at how he's dressed. His coat's too tight. Bumpkin.
Oh, worn out?
It's true I have a hole in my sock. My jacket is too small and worn. You have fine clothes. But all the same, I can teach you a little lesson.
Custom made my jacket.
It's brand new, Scottish wool.
Well, your fine clothes are going to look like mine.
My jacket's ruined.
My socks are full of holes.
My shirt, just look at my shirt.
And if you start in again, you'll get another little lesson. I'd like a piece of bread and 3 carrots. No, 2 carrots.
Come into my office, young man. Here, eat this
No, I
and
couldn't.
listen to me. Go on, you must eat. I know that you have no money. And if you go on this way, Mendel, you're going to be sick. But you deserve to go on with your studies, so here's what I suggest. Go see the brothers at the Augustine Monastery.
Thank you, Professor.
This is the refectory where we take all our meals. Here you'll be fed, don't worry. Here's Brother Matthias, our botanist. He takes care of our garden. Come, I'll show you. I'm sure that you will be very interested.
Tell me, are you passionately interested in botany, my son?
Oh, yes, Father. I'm a peasant, son of a peasant, and I've studied the natural sciences.
Splendid. At last I will have someone I can tell about my plants. Come and see. I've many varieties of beans and peas. Come along. You know, peas are very interesting.
This is our common prayer chapel.
Generally, in nature, when plants and animals reproduce, they give birth to offspring who look like them. But exceptions exist.
Why the exceptions?
Imagine that these peas you see here, they're going to reproduce.
We made pretty babies, dearest.
And they resemble you quite a lot.
We made very nice babies.
And these 3 are the image of you.
Well,
what about this one? It doesn't resemble me at all.
That one is the spitting image of my dear mom.
Yes, you're right.
And for humans, it's the same. Why do children inherit the characteristics of their father or mother, or sometimes both? Any ideas? It's a mystery. Why is it the peas are all yellow ones, and then for no reason green ones suddenly reappear? I've noticed other things that I can't explain.
I think we should carry out an experiment, only it might take a long time, a very long time.
Lunchtime. We're being called to the refectory.
For which we give thanks, O Lord, amen.
A splendid sauerkraut. What a good idea. Potatoes and carrots.
Ah, the wonderful vegetables of Father Matthias.
Youth, there's nothing like it. What are you planting there?
Peas, Father.
And there?
Peas, Father. And there, too, peas, Father.
Yeah, you're planting a great many peas, my son.
I'll need thousands of them for my experiment, Father. Look. Here, all of the pea pods are green. There, they're all yellow. Here, the flowers are white. There, the flowers are mauve. Here, the plant's short. They're long.
What energy, my son. There's going to be thousands. What's the purpose, huh?
Well, I'll crossbreed them, Father, and make hybrids and observe the results over several generations.
It's peas, and it's pea soup with little peas, and little peas and a tiny slice of salted pork.
Let us thank the Lord for our daily bread, as well as the tiny little peas that Brother Gregor grew.
Amen.
Yeah, daily bread, daily peas is all we get now. You know what now, my son?
I go on crossbreeding peas. I'll put the pollen of the pink flowers into the green pods, and the white flowers into the yellow pods, and the long into the short.
Wait, not so fast. What a lot of work. Of course, I understand. The fact is, my eyes aren't up to it. Just a bit too weak.
But mine aren't much better, Father. You see, I wear glasses. Now I take pollen of the pink flower and put it on the pistil of the white flower. Come, Father, we're being called for our meal.
No, my son, leave me here. I would like to watch the sunset one last time.
No, Father. You're going to catch cold.
Don't worry about me. I have lived a very long time. Remember, I will always be with you. I know the work that you are doing is important. Now, my son.
Very well, Father.
Give me your blessing. Thank you, my son. Now I'll be alone.
Excuse me, my pea. I dropped my peas. That is my peas, Father, my peas. It happens. Brother Gregor, what vegetables will we have for the evening meal?
Guess.
Look here, Brother Gregor. Maybe we've had enough peas. A few potatoes, eh?
You plant them. I'm very busy.
Oh, well, we'll start by ripping up some of your peas.
No.
We want to plant some potatoes.
Not here, my brother. You can see that we've planted peas.
But no more peas. We can do without peas. We don't want any more. We hate them. We're going to rip up your garden.
No. A great experiment is underway. It will revolutionize science.
Yeah, well, right now there is a revolution in my stomach.
You can plant them. There's a good place to plant potatoes over there in the field. Plenty of room.
But this is the cloister garden.
It's occupied, but you'll plant your potatoes on the other side of the wall, huh? And maybe you'd like some help to get over the wall.
No.
Good.
Dig! We'll plant our potatoes right here.
Yeah, that was my foot, brother. Yeah.
That's it, I found it. Now I'm certain I'm right.
Brother, what did you find exactly?
The characteristics of plants are passed on by pairs of little particles, 2 for color, 2 for shape, 2 for size. Certain particles are dominant. Look here. No question, yellow is dominant. It's a dominant characteristic.
I'm not too sure I've really understood what it
Maestro.
meant.
It's pretty complicated.
Remember Darwin, children. In The Origin of Species, he said,
The laws of heredity are still largely unknown to us.
back to our story. Some years later, Mendel would discover those laws of heredity. What he discovered was the gene. The gene, the very basis of modern genetics. I should explain a bit. Each pea has 2 genes for determining its color, one for yellow, one for green. But the yellow one is dominant. If it's together with a green gene, yellow wins, and the peas will have a yellow pod. But then, the next generation, what happens then? No. Yes? Now, we see, once again, it's the dominant yellow gene that wins over the green in here, but here, what do we find? 2 genes are green, and so the color green, which wasn't in the second generation, reappears in the third generation. And so, thanks to reproduction, which mixes up the genes of previous generations, nature creates marvelous varieties. It explains how children can inherit features of their parents and their grandparents, then their aunts and their uncles, and so on and so forth.
Yes, 20 years of research. I'm able now to present the results of my work to the scientific society, and I will. The transmission of hereditary features is achieved in the following manner. The corpuscles group together according to a process which I define mathematically as being in the order of the... These, gentlemen, are the results of my work.
Very good.
Not one of them understood. I've got to find another way.
True, nobody had any idea about the importance of his work. Mendel was too far ahead of his time.
I have an idea. If we can select and modify plants, we ought to be able to do it with animals.
With a cow?
No, it would take too long. I'll try with bees. They multiply very quickly. I'll have more generations.
What's that for?
It's to chase bees away. They don't like the smoke.
Can I see it? Me neither. I don't like smoke. What do we do now?
We'll breed a new variety of bee that will produce much honey. Now we begin. I remove the queen bee and I place her in this new hive with a bit of honey. I take a few males from the swarm and place them with the queen. Of course, this work is going to take many years.
It always does.
You see, these bees here, they produce twice as much honey as the others. I know that I'm on the right path.
And what's that?
It's pork with honey. Apparently, it's a Chinese delicacy.
Blah. Aren't any peas around, I suppose.
No, my brother. No more peas around.
And what's this?
Honey cake, my brother.
Yuck.
And this, my brother, is honey.
Yuck.
Have you lost something?
We want a location.
Yeah, we're planting.
Just a few peas.
There's not much room around here. Plenty of room in the field.
Yeah, and right here?
I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, well, this garden is intended for all the monks, I believe, yes?
Uh-huh.
two are new. We get them. Let's go, everybody.
Mendel made detailed notes on the swarming of his bees. He calculated the energy used in their flight. He'll perform thousands of experiments with trees to improve varieties of fruit. Experiments in meteorology. But his greatest work would always be peas and genes. Genes are at the very heart of modern biology, but we have to wait for many years to see recognition of Mendel's work, so long hidden, disputed, until the world saw its great importance.
Mendel's theory here is entirely based on pure chance, and yet he makes it into a law.
In any event, Mendel's ideas makes no sense.
Monsieur de Vries.
Gentlemen, this so-called Mendel's law, it also applies to a whole range of plants.
And to a whole range of animals as well.
Well, then, why not apply it to humans, too? Mendel has truly discovered genes.
You see, it's genes that make us what we are. For instance, a fly or an elephant or a boy, a girl, and Mendel's discoveries opened the way for many, many more.
Mr. Muller, would you be good enough to catch that fly, if you please?
Certainly, Mr. Morgan.
The genes are located in these little sticks, the chromosomes.
Huh. I found it. Oh.
What have you found, Mr. Avery? Tell me.
That genes are made of DNA, a sort of long molecule. DNA is life.
Watson, quick, what are you doing?
We're modeling a molecule of DNA.
You're what?
What can you see, Mrs. McClintock?
I saw jumping genes.
What is this gibberish, Mr. Ocha?
It's the genetic code. I have just decoded it. Now we've learned that DNA is contained in genes which transmit characteristics. And that genes play a part in producing all the substances that the body needs. And scientists can change genes in the laboratory. It's called genetic engineering. Thanks to this genetic engineering, we are producing new medicines and curing hereditary diseases before they start. For the very first time, man is trying to guide his own evolution.
And now man is starting to program his own future?
Yes. Since he can modify genes, he can change future generations. Oh, yes. Now, we have a power that is extraordinary, and we must use it with a great deal of care and wisdom.